Guys, Brad here with Primetime Sports Performance. Another tips and tricks video. Today we're going to talk about the single leg deadlift. So oftentimes this is one of the most difficult movements to do, but it's one of the most effective. So we look at a lot of primitive movement patterns, and one of those primitive things we look at when we progress as we age is balance. As we age, balance tends to go a little bit and is, really a representation of injuries as we later age. So in order to get better at balance, we got to practice it. Once we finish the regular RDL, which I'll go through really quickly, we can progress then to single leg, which in the sports performance world is really important because we're talking about asymmetries from right side to left side, or the difference of power, stability, and mobility from right side, left side. So we want to work those limbs individually or independently to help strengthen the weaknesses that we may find during a proper assessment or needs analysis. So let's go over the base RDL first. We always want to have soft knees. So many times people think it's stiff-legged deadlift. The stiff-legged isn't locked out quads all the time. It's going to be a slight bend in the knees. So let me scoot back a little bit here. Get a good picture. We want to keep these shoulders retracted so chest is out. Feet shoulder width, toes pointed forward. We're simply going to drive our hips back, feel a stretch in our hamstrings, and then come back up, squeeze, zipper tall. I'll scoot forward for you a little bit, guys, so you can see my waist. So again, feet shoulder width, eyes up, chest up. Back is retracted. We're going to create that double chin. We're just going to go ahead and drive our hips back, 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 back. Feel that hamstring stretch, up and squeeze. You notice I do not come up and arch. Okay, we don't want to arch. Come up, stay nice and tall. Squeezing our core, quads, glutes, our whole lower chain when we stand up zipper tall. Now when we talk about the SLDL, there's a couple things we can do. One, we could just practice without any weight. So we're going to go ahead, and one of the cues I like to do is drag my toe, drag, drag, drag. As soon as it starts coming off the ground, that's when I start hip hinging, driving my hips back. And we can bring our arms out for some more stability. Come up, squeeze nice and tall. Another thing we can do, let me get the color screen back up. Another thing we can do is go ahead and add a weight. So a lot of confusion happens when we add a weight. Whatever hand that kettlebell or dumbbell or whatever mechanism you have or modality you have is in, that leg will go back. For level one, I like to go ahead and do a staggered stance. So I'm going to touch my toe to heel, slide it out, and all I'm thinking about doing is driving my hips back, back, feel my hamstring, almost replacing where my foot was. As soon as I feel that in the hamstring, it would be the opposite of the arm that has the kettlebell. So in this case, my left hamstring. Drive, 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 drive. Feel my hamstring come up, squeeze, glute tall. Okay? The second level would go ahead and we're going to start bringing that foot up. So instead of starting in this position here, we're going to start feet shoulder width. We're going to go ahead and drag that toe. When that toe gets to the tippy toe, we're going to go ahead and come down, feel the hamstring, come up, pause, squeeze at the top. A couple things we want to know. A good coach will let you know if your hips are going. So we don't want to do SLDL where you're kind of kicking your hips out. I'll do that from the frontal view as well. Kicking back, everything should be streamlined. Keeping that chest up nice and tall. There are other methods to do it as well. You can add a valve slide and start with a valve slide on this foot and slide that foot back, pause, and then come down. So we're getting some actual movement. So there's many different levels we can do to get better at the single leg deadlift. To even get a harder one, we can go ahead and go on an AirX pad. Let me go and get one real quick. AirX pad is phenomenal for balance, right? So if we get really good, go ahead and on that AirX pad, again, start with no weight. And let me scoot this back a little bit so you can actually see it. Start with no weight, right? We're going to do the same toe drag, toe drag, toe drag, toe drag. Now we can balance, come up, hold, and squeeze at the top. Okay, so using an AirX pad is great as well. Couple things of balance. Just like with anything else, we want to make sure our whole foot is flat, a lot of pressure on that big toe, midfoot, and heel. When we're pressing through, we want to press through the whole foot. Remember, how much force we put in the ground is exactly how much force is going to come back to us and create that stability. It is always okay that if we get some sort of issue where we're here, to come back and regress if we have to. Okay, so understand that you don't have to fight through all the reps. If you have 12 reps that are listed or 10 reps, you can do 5 SLDLs and then 5 staggered, or 5 staggered, then 5 SLDLs, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I just want you to get the notion of why the SLDL is important. So we're looking at balance, posture, core stability, and obviously posterior chain work. It's important for asymmetry, so working on right side versus left side, making sure that they're strong equally, or if one is weaker than the other, it is catching up to the other limb, and you're working on that independently. So often we keep doing RDLs or two-legged posterior chain movements, and the weaker side is being compensated by the stronger side. So we want to make sure that we take that away and work on each of those limbs independently. If you're working out 3 days a week, you should have one of these days where you're doing some sort of single leg variation. I like to add it in my warm-ups. It's important, again, especially as we age, to add in that balance component. So again, this is a single leg deadlift. Couple variations. Remember, foot flat, slight bend in the knee. We're going to drive that hip back. We're going to bend at the waist, almost like a book bending. Okay, keep that chest up nice and tall, nice flat back, good posture. We're going to drag that toe until it gets up off that ground. Then we're going to go ahead and start bending, keeping our foot straight behind us, not kicking out to the side or midline. That, my friends, is a single leg deadlift. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to hit me at brad@primetimesp.com. Visit our website at www.primetimesp.com or hit me up with a phone call at 773-908-0990. Again, this is Brad with Primetime Sports Performance.